Hey everybody, I'm out here in my yard, in my garden, and I've already run a tiller over my little tiny garden, and so I'm going to start breaking up the soil, pulling out some weeds, getting it ready to plant my cool crops like peas, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. So, since my soil's been tilled, I don't really have a hard time breaking up these larger clods, evening out the level. And as I see weeds, I'm going to go ahead and get those out of there while I can. That way I won't have to deal with so many later on. Gosh, this soil looks really good this year. I'm going to put a little bit more organic matter in here before I plant my seeds. Everybody, this is the Green Lady. I wanted to show you my compost barrel in action. I know I've showed it to you before, but it was so full I couldn't turn it much. So let me show you how this works. It was a gift from a great friend. It has grips on the side so that I can spin my compost. Every time I add compost to it, I go ahead and give it a spin. And it's just been so great to have. Now, I recently emptied a year's worth of compost and put it in my big garden. So I'm going to take this. This has only been in here about a month, so it's really not broken down yet, but I can still place it in my small vegetable garden and turn it over, and as it breaks down, it'll be great food for it. So I'm going to finish this up and I'll show you what it looks like in my garden. Okay, as you can see, I have my organic matter here, the items from my compost bin, which were just leaves from my yard, kitchen scraps. I threw some peat moss in there to encourage breakdown, and because I only had it in there a month, it really isn't broken down, but I can still turn this under my soil so that it'll be just like gold in there. I'm going to distribute it throughout my garden. I have shells from spaghetti squash, orange peels, eggshells, leaves. I see carrots in there. I never feel guilty when something in my refrigerator is a little past its prime, because I know that if it's a vegetable, it will be great for my garden. Okay, everybody, I decided I was going to go with a more organic fertilizer, and I read the instructions on the back, and it told me to go ahead and put 3 cups per 50 square feet. So I have this little container that you buy from the gardening store. It has some holes in the base. I'm going to use that as my shaker, and I've already added 1 cup. I'm going to do my 2nd cup. Get it distributed in my bed. And I always try to make a little walkway in the middle of my flowers, middle of any garden beds, vegetable flowers, so that I can get to either my crops, my vegetables. So now I'm going to lightly turn over my soil, get this fertilizer tilled in, and get ready to put my seeds in. Okay, I have my fertilizer in. I'm going to go ahead and just lightly get that in under the soil. Last year, these beds did not do very well. So there was obviously a nutrition deficiency. So I'm making sure I have lots of organic matter in there this year. I also made sure I added some more peat moss to loosen up. These beds tend to be wet. I had to make raised beds because my gardens were so wet. So as you can see, I have a pretty garden ready and waiting for some seeds. I'm going to go ahead and sow my lettuce. It's the nice romaine kind of lettuce, and it's just the tiniest of seeds, but you follow the directions, and I made about 3 rows because I really love this when this comes into seasoning, and I sow it pretty thick because then I go ahead and thin it out. On the other side of my garden, I'm going to get some seeds for spinach, there I have my lettuce. That's sown over there. On this side I'm going to do my spinach. I'm just going to lightly kind of move the soil around because spinach doesn't get planted very deep. Alright, I have some debris in here, but it's no big deal. I'm leaving room along the back so that I can plant my peas. And I'm just going to level this out nicely. Spinach seeds are nice and big, so you really can just sort of scatter those on top and then gently turn them under. I'm going to do mine kind of thick because they don't come up quite as nicely as I'd like, so when you have more to work with, you have a better chance of good turnips. Alright, just a little patch. And then I'm going to turn this under with my hand. Get those covered up. A little bit of eggshell there. So, I'm going to get some sticks to post that on. Post one for my lettuce. And enjoy these when they begin to come up.